Hi there, Dolly haul day today. Now this is actually two separate hauls that I got. One that I got from the Doncaster Toy Fair, which if you live locally to us, I would recommend it. I think it is a little bit more biased towards trains and cars, but I did find some great Dolly things. So I'm going to separate these up actually. You can see this is all the collection because this little pile here I got elsewhere. So I'm going to leave that over there. And this is what I actually got from the Doncaster one. And to be honest, first time I went to it a fair few months ago, there wasn't many doll items. But this time we went, there was actually quite a lot. And I know some of the other doll collectors who are local managed to get bits and bobs as well. Now, I've done nothing with these. I mean, the toy fair was actually a while ago. So if it's something you want to look at, I think there is another one coming up very soon. I've just not got around to doing it, but I need to because they need to be cleaned up and they need to go on the shelf. So here we go. Let's have a look. Now, sort of sneak it all over there and we'll do it bit by bit. Make a little pile. Right, I think obviously you'll have all guessed I had to get a Sindy, didn't I? Now, she is quite grubby. You can see she's got, I think somebody's tried putting a bit of makeup on her there because when they get played with, I mean, I was guilty of that as a child myself. So she's got sort of a few nibbly marks there. Her hair's not bad. The few bits where I think it's been trimmed, you can see it's sort of there. But I think with a little bit of TLC, I think she's going to come out really pretty. She's got all her eyelashes, legs, not bad at all. So she's been played with, obviously. She has all her fingers, all her toes. That's always my big priority. She just needs a good wash. Now, I paid £10 for her, which I think is reasonable. And the person I got it from actually had quite a lot. I had to stop myself because originally I'd said I was only having 10. I'm not even going to count them at the minute. I think I have gone a little bit over. Not a lot, but yes. We'll leave it at that, shall we? But I was pleased with her, but she does need a really good clean. So we'll pop her over there. They all actually feel a little bit grimy. Now, I got a little Monster High. The dress isn't what she should be wearing. I do need to sort my Monster Highs out. Every time I see one, I think, oh, it's only £3, it's only this. And I get one. But I really need to go through the ones I really want to keep. Maybe sort of sell on a few. My daughter will probably take some off me as well because she does collect them. So she'll get the first dibs at the batch. But I got this one. She cost me £3. So, yeah, I'm a nightmare for a bargain. Her hair feels quite nice. It just needs a nice brush through, maybe a little wash just to fix its position. She's relatively clean. Again, all fingers, all toes. And she's actually got some clothing. They don't always come with it, although I do know that is not her dress. But that doesn't matter. Again, I've got quite a batch that I need to sort out, so there's a good chance I can swap and change all the dresses. Now, this little cutie. This is a very old looking bookcase. Could be handmade. I am not sure. It cost me 50p, along with a couple of other bits that I paid 50p each for them as well. But if you've seen my witches scene, for those who follow me on Instagram and Facebook, this came in perfect because I didn't want to alter it. I wanted it to look old and everything. The other pieces of furniture I got a mirror and a cupboard. I painted them black and tidied them up and they went in the witch's house as well. But they were 50p each, which was great. But I just love the vintage feel of that. That's old, that is. Whether, let's say, somebody's handmade it, if they have, it's well made, or if it was an original old shop bought one, I think it's quite cute. So I was really pleased with that buy. Wasn't something I was expecting to see. Now, the next lot was, well, I only really wanted her, but it came in a little batch. So if you're a Frozen fan, got doll hair snapping off there. If you're a Frozen fan, you're going to know who we've got here. I do think he's rather adorable, but I've got a feeling that is going to end up in my granddaughter's playbox. But this is what I wanted. I've seen these very small Disney dolls before. Now, it's a lovely scale. It fits the same scale as my Pippa's almost. So I've actually already got, I think it's Cinderella I got from somewhere, and I paid £3 for her. It's got very strange feet. I don't know whether they're perhaps a little bit damaged or they're meant to be like that. I mean, clearly she should have had boots or something on. But her little dress is in lovely condition. A little sort of stole there. Everything there is okay. Her hair's not bad, just wants a little bit of sort of smoothing round, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. But as I say, it was her I wanted, but I got sort of a bit of a job lot. But I do know we have somebody in the family who is going to be more than willing to take those on. The only thing is I'm going to have to hide that one because she's going to want that one as well. This is the problem. We want Nanan's dollies as well as our own, which I can't blame her. I'd have been exactly the same. It's just curiosity and just fascination, isn't it? But yeah, that was, I can't actually even remember what I paid for it. A couple of pound it was, but it was her I wanted, so I had to get it as a little package, but that's okay, that's okay. Now, these two I got, I'm not quite sure why I got lulled into buying these. I thought they were quite cute when I saw them. They are quite cute. They're not really my thing, so these are sort of probably going to get sold on. They are fairies. They are like a flower fairy. I hadn't got a clue what they were, but when you pull the hair back, it says Hornby. Now, I didn't realise that they did that. It says, in fact, Hornby 19, oh, I can't see, is that 83, 93? It's either 83 or 93. They should have wings, as you can see, the little hole in the back, which is something perhaps I should have looked at, but I sort of got quite excited about them. I thought, oh, pretty little faces. I'm saying I'm going to get sell them on. I might not yet, perhaps when they've had a clean, because they are quite grubby. Look at little cute little elf ears they've got. So I suppose they could be changed in their style. Perhaps if they've got a nice little dress on them. They've got sort of nice little shape to them. They've got a little waist and everything. They're in good condition generally. The fingers and toes are all as they should be. So I say this, I get things and I think, oh, I really ought to sort of cull my stuff, sell some things on. And I don't, I get too attached, which is, yes, a little bit tragic really, but never mind. I'm inclined to sort of create personalities for all the dolls, and so then I don't want to part with them. But yeah, they need something doing. If I'm keeping, I have to really give them a good scrub, and I need to do some of this hair because I really don't like the hair. I'm presuming from pictures I've seen that is what the hair, they've not been hacked at, that is what they were like. So I do need to do a little bit of work on them. So I'm going to keep them, aren't I? You can tell I'm going to keep them. Oh, I'm a nightmare. Right, so I'll pop them down there. We have a little fella here coming next. Oh, cover his nudity. Not again something I was planning on getting. If you're a Pippa collector, you know who this guy is. This is Pete. This is Pippa's boyfriend. Now, I generally don't collect boy dolls, but because I've got my dioramas and I have the cafe that they've got the craft shop, I'm planning on doing a couple more. It's nice to have a few dolls sort of milling around, so I thought it would be quite nice to have a little guy in there as well. He came like this, unfortunately needs some clothes. His hips are a little bit loose, but I think when we've got him some nice trousers on, that will help with that. I didn't pay a huge amount for him. There we go. You can see I paid £12 for him, but I did get some knocked off as well because I bought a couple of things and the stallholder was really nice. I didn't ask for it. He just basically went, oh, well, you know, I'll knock a few pound off there. You see he's got some scuffs on his hair there. Or hair, it's like plastic, it's not hair, is it? But I thought, you know, let's give him a go. Let's give him a go. He has got some damage, but you've got to think how old these are. I mean, I'm, 53 now. I would say I was probably about 7 when I started collecting Pippas, that sort of age group, maybe a little bit younger to be honest. So they've got some age to them. So they are vintage after all. I mean, okay, this one and this one we're not classing as vintage, but the rest are classed as vintage dolls. Now, the other two things I got, now this is something I've been looking for a while, is a Pippa dress. But the reason I wanted this, I don't collect vintage clothes because I make a lot of clothes. I buy a lot of new clothes and I actually prefer it like that. I like the modern things that are about. But I wanted this one because this is what my Pippa had. I can't believe how over the years, if you look back with hindsight, the things you got rid of, yeah, it's mortifying because I was quite a good kid and I kept them quite tidy, apart from the odd dirt finger nibble on some things when I was very much younger. But I wanted this dress. It needs a wash. It needs quite a wash. It's quite grubby. I think a little bit of a hand wash there. I think it'll bring the lace up a little bit better. But otherwise, it's not actually in too bad a condition. I think we've got a press stud missing there, but I can easily replace a press stud. But yeah, so that's been... I got that for nostalgia because I wanted it. But at the same time, same seller had this cute little Pippa wedding dress. Isn't that so cute? Again, it's grubby, a little bit faded, a little bit of yellowing going off, but I don't know whether that's because it's probably never been washed. because on average, unless you get your doll's clothes dirty, as a child, they don't get a wash, do they? They just get played with. And you can see it's sort of a little bit yellow in there, so that would go over maybe a little bun or something like that. So it was quite nice to have the full outfit there. But I do need to give it a wash, and then I will be keeping that one as well, even though, as I say, I don't generally buy the vintage clothing. It has to really take my fancy to get it. So all of this I got from the Doncaster Toy Fair. If you are local or South Yorkshire area, or even if you're not local, if you want to travel a little bit, I would recommend it. It's a massive toy fair. As I did say, it is predominantly sort of, I shouldn't say male orientated, because a lot of ladies collect the same things as well. And as I know, I've got a huge amount of guys who collect the dolls that are friends. So, but it's more sort of, it's a lot of train, a lot of car, that sort of idea. But there's also a lot of other memorabilia coming in, which is nice. There's like film memorabilia, you know, there's Star Wars, there's Doctor Who, there's obviously At Last. But please be careful. There was one guy trying to sell a Sindy for like £75. And yes, she had a nice outfit, and perhaps the outfit was valuable. I don't know, because I don't know enough. But to be perfectly honest, that was an awful lot. Because I'm happy to do mine up, that sort of £15 range for this age group is enough for me, because I'm going to be doing some work on them. But there were people selling them like this. There was Pippa, there was quite a lot of Monster High, there was loads of Barbie, but I'm not a big Barbie collector. But yeah, were definitely worth a look, and I did find, I'm very pleased to say, some great bargains. So that was my Doncaster Toy Fair. These I'm adding on because we went to Elsecar Heritage Centre on Sunday. They got a big Christmas sort of gift and food fair, so we went up, and I went into their antique centre. And the first thing I saw, in fact, shall I move these to one side? Let's move them over, because I wanted to open one of these. I'll just shove them over there. They'll need a good wash, don't they? I got these. Again, I've added something else to my collecting. I wasn't planning on ever buying these or collecting these, but I saw them and I thought, oh, I've got to. They're in pretty good condition. I paid £3 each for them. Obviously, you can see this one does have a break in it. The other two are quite good for that. There was something in it. I don't think it was this one. I can't remember which book it was in now. But you see, that's 1983. We've got 84. And apparently that's 85, even though it's not listed on there. And I must admit, I sat down when I come home and had a look. And it really made me smile. It's sort of memories of, obviously, from when I was collecting, from when I had annuals myself. I'm trying to find a little article that was in one of them that just made me chuckle. That was all. Ah, there we go. Considering what I do for a living, we have a crochet flower belt for a person, but it's in our Sindy magazine. But I thought that was a bit of fun. I might have a go and see what the actual shape comes out like. It looks like it's a pretty simple one. But obviously this was aimed for sort of young girls, maybe young teens at the max, I would have said. But I just thought that was quite funny to find a crochet article in there. But they are lovely. It's sort of, again, memories for pop stars, things like that. It's just a bit of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed looking at them. I want to have a proper look at them. But the only problem is it set me off now. I did notice, though, there's 2 different companies that you can get them from. So that's something I've got to keep an eye on. But yeah, it set me off now because I have this sort of slight obsession with getting numbers that match. So now I'm wanting each year. I will do it bit by bit. I've noticed you can get a few for a few pound on eBay, so that's not so bad. Going to the last item. This one. I said I wasn't getting a smirky Sindy. She's not my generation. I'd just grown out of them by the time this one came along. But again, there's a stall there. Now, I do think this gentleman has a tendency to overprice his items, but he had a little batch of dolls. So, first time I've ever seen them there. So I thought, oh, this is cool. So, no prices. I'm like, warning signs are sort of firing out. So I picked them up. He had some Fleur dolls. He had sort of the Sindy vintage, the level that I collect, the 80s, well, 70s, 80s. And then he had this one. Now, I picked the others up and they were in appalling condition. You know, you pick them up and shake them, or the limbs were loose, or they got damaged, or there was shrinkage, or They were not in a great condition, but still he had no price. She was the best condition. And I did say I wouldn't mind one just to sort of add to mine to say I've got one. So I then bravely thought, I'm going to have to ask him how much they are. So I asked how much, and I got a little bit annoyed because the first thing he did was get out his phone and went straight onto eBay to see how much they were. And I could see him, and he wasn't even looking at the Smirky Sindy. He was looking at others. And he's going, oh, I always do half price of whatever eBay does. And I'm like, here it goes. And then he said £10. And I'm like, okay, I think that is her price, £10. If I was buying her on eBay, I wouldn't really want to pay more than that, because you have to think you've got postage as well. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. She's in good condition. Okay, the outfit's, well, terrible. And I've not even undone her hair. In fact, let's undo her hair while I'm having a chatter at you, just to see what condition it is in. It feels quite soft, feels a bit grimy. I think maybe one or two hair plugs missing, but not bad really. I mean, obviously it needs a bit of TLC, as you can see, but it's not too bad. And I say she's got no damage to her face. She's sort of quite pretty. It's not my preferred era. That is definitely over there my preferred era, but I did think she was quite pretty. So my husband says, see whether he'll take anything less. And I hate doing that. I can't do it. And I'm like, when I'm not. He says, just ask him. He says, you know, he can just say no. So he asked instead. He says, oh, would you take any, you know, what's your best offer on it, sort of thing. And the guy got a bit snooty then. And he's going, no, it's £10. He says, they're going for £30 on eBay, these. And I'd seen what he'd looked at on eBay, so I was really cross. I knew she was a price and I wanted to buy her. So I thought, well, I'm not sort of whine too much. On eBay, the £30, I'm doing it for less than half price. So I did pay for her. I did buy her. But I did also say to him afterwards, please be aware those other dolls you've got are really damaged. And to be honest, the gentleman was quite rude. He was clearly not listening to anything I said. I'm not an expert, but I do know a little bit about things. And if he's going to be looking, for example, for a Fleur doll or for one of the other vintage ones he had online, he's going to start charging people £30-40 for things that are seriously damaged. Well, good luck to him. If somebody's got a bit of knowledge, they're not going to buy it. But problem is, like when I started, and even now, I do lack a lot of knowledge. People are going to buy it. And that it just wound me up how he had to go on eBay to check, and then he looked for the wrong thing, and then he didn't want to listen to any other advice. So I just thought he was a little bit rude. I am quite pleased with her though. I think she is really, really cute. Hair, as I say, not bad. I mean, maybe just a bit of a hot water treatment, or maybe a little bit of conditioner. Or somebody told me actually on one of the things, fabric conditioner. I didn't know that. So there's lots of things. That's what I say. I'm no expert. I am learning all the time. There's so much to learn. But otherwise, I think I've had quite an amazing haul over the last month or so, because it has been over, well, in fact, to be honest, it was about 6-8 weeks since I went to the Doncaster one. I'm not going to the next one. I've got to save up. Christmas is coming. I've got too many things to pay out for. So I'm not going to the next one, because I'm also going down to the Wales Comic Con, and I got tickets, to meet David Tennant. So I've got to save instead of spending. So I won't be going to the next one, but probably the one after that I will pop and see if I can get any other bargains. So thank you for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it. Please pop on the like and share or the notification bell if you want to see more that I do. I'm going to be starting a Vlogmas next week, obviously, start 1st of December. And it's going to be a lot of crochet stuff. There might be the odd doll thing thrown in there, crochet makes, or even the odd doll crochet, because I know I've got a smart doll order en route, not for a doll, for some bits and pieces. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So it should be a busy time, the start of next week. So I hope to see you then, and hope you enjoyed that. Bye.